Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Gundam Witch from Mercury episode 5. A little bit late. Again, if you don't know why my schedule is fucked, refer to my vlog video. Essentially, having a job kind of fucks your schedule. That's about the long and short of it. But now I have the time to do some recording. So here I am, recording Gundam Witch from Mercury episode 5. In the previous episode, we assembled a team, we met some bullies, and we fully met Chuchu. That's essentially the summary of the previous episode. Not particularly much has happened in the way of scheming, of backroom deals, of corporate espionage and stuff like that. It was mostly just focused, pretty much entirely, just focused on the school. Where we got into some exams. Suletta got into some exams. She failed without a team because you need a team to even attempt those exams. And then later on, she found a team, Miorin being her team, her entire team. But then we encountered bullies. Bullies who also bullied Chuchu. With the slow acting screen cover thingamajig. That activates itself after some time and turns your entire screen black, your entire like visor vision thing. People told me in the comments that those mecha, those not Gundams, they are mobile suits. Mobile suits. I think that's the like umbrella term for all of them. Mobile suits. They do have other visors, they do have other cameras, sensors and whatnot, but the purpose of this exercise was to just use the one main visor, nothing else. Makes sense. But yeah, Suletta was a target of bullying with ink, essentially, and she reached a little bit of a breaking point after so many attempts, after being not goaded on, but kinda, sorta, by Miorin, who was telling her to try again, try again, try again, try again, try again. She eventually kinda broke. And then Chuchu also broke and gave the bullies a taste of a knuckle sandwich. And I'm still amazed that they got out of that situation basically scot-free. Because Suletta also took part in that brawl, not like actively brawling, she got hit in the face. But it seems like Chuchu and Suletta can just retake the exam. And that's about it. There were no consequences for taking part in a fight. Interesting how that works. Perhaps with like ever-present, I don't know, ever-present cameras and sensors and whatnot. The school board just knew that it was the girls, the bullies, who are responsible for that or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to dwell on that. But yeah, now Suletta belongs to the team of Earthians, despite not being an Earthian. And she has a team, finally. And she can take part in exams, and she can fully enjoy her school life. She got a contact from a friend added to her phone from one of the guys from the Council of Bishonens. Or did that happen even episode before? I don't remember. Anyway, not important. But she's slowly but surely checking off the boxes on her list of her dream school life. And I fear that with those couple of episodes of essentially just school life and having fun at school and having the opposite of fun at school and all those shenanigans, maybe in this episode, maybe in the next one, we're gonna see some drama. We're gonna see some assassination attempts, we're gonna see some murder, we're gonna see someone trying to sabotage Suletta, we're gonna see someone trying to, I don't know, suicide Miorin, or whatever else might happen. I fully expect anything, even the unexpected, honestly, at this point. We'll see. Everything's headed in the good direction, so now it's time to fall off a cliff. Hopefully not. But this series has shown that it's not afraid of giving us those like heavy heavy themes, heavy stories, just in general heavy shit. So I'm wondering if we're gonna be served that now, or perhaps they're gonna wait for the next episode. We'll see. And to see, you're gonna need the subs, of course, to follow along. I'm gonna need the sound to hear what's going on, because vision alone is not enough. And support, I'm gonna need your support. If you want monetary, Patreon throne links in the description, and if you don't want to spend any money, share my account and spread the word. That also helps the channel a lot. And with all of that out of the way, we can finally start watching episode 5 of Gundam Witch from Mercury. Is it episode 5? It is indeed episode 5. And we can start it in 3, 2, 1, go. Some different date. I see the number 3. An exercise? Combat exercise? Back thrusters, that's cool. Or, in general, a jetpack. Oh, it's one of the Bishonens. Are we gonna add another one to Suletta's harem? And they're just peeling eggs. Kinda late, so forgive me if I drink some iced coffee. Okay. Very creative use of jets. That's for sure. I love it. That was almost too well calculated. Fighting with lightsabers, and of course, he's the member of the Council of Bishonens, so of course he has to win. Should have betted for the one who actually has chances to win. Enhanced person no 4, meaning Elan. I love how everybody here has permanent smiles surgically implanted on their faces. Or maybe she's like genetically modified or something. They seem to be a company of transhumanists. And I'm assuming he's a transhumanist human. Perhaps genetically modified, perhaps surgically modified. Cool! I fucking love transhumanist themes. And the company with the surgical smiles on their faces really reminds me of Corpus from Warframe. That's actually one of the reasons why I like Warframe so much. Everybody's fucking transhuman. There aren't any like pure-blooded humans in that world. I wonder, are we going through the Council of Bishonens in order? Like a Bishonen of the Week kind of deal? We had Guel, we had the twink that got her... No, it wasn't the twink, it was the transhuman dude. There isn't a twink in their group. I mean, I guess depends how you look at it. Certainly there's no badass. Regardless. But yeah, he was kind of foreshadowed as that dude who has no emotions, isn't really interested in Suletta, but is kind of willing to be her friend, but nobody knows if he even knows what a friend means. So I guess today's episode is gonna be about him, and in the future we're gonna have episodes about like other members of the Council of Bishonens. I love his voice. I recognize it from somewhere. I'm gonna have to check it out on Mal or Annulus later. What the fuck are you playing? Oh, like runic things. Not predictions. Um, I mean, essentially predictions peering into the future. I forgot the name for it. Yeah, fortune reading, fortune telling. There is multiple people being born on the same date, though, so how does that work? Oh, Elan? The fuck do you want? Corporate espionage? Invited me on a date? And thus the harem grows. Reflection in an icy eye. Icy eye probably referring to Elan. Yeah, now I know who it's referring to. Senpai? Ice Prince. Yeah, makes sense. I'm really getting heavy Little Witch Academia vibes from this show. The chubby girl in particular. There was one uh, in Little Witch Academia as well who had a very similar personality. Yeah. And who's the dude entering your office? Why are you bold? Okay, take risks. Go on the date. Have unprotected sex. if you risk it, you gain two, maybe kids. Sorry. Making their move towards Ariel, I'm assuming. And Peli being the corpus. Yeah, with the data storm or whatever. And they really like adding permit in front of everything, don't they? Just like you, I'm assuming. Oh, so the circuitry we saw in the prologue, it's like something they implant into you to make piloting a Gundam easier. It's not like the data storms cause you to flare up in circuitry. It's something implanted into you. Okay, hey! Hey, we got an explanation. That's cool. Every single of those Bishonens has family issues. I'm willing to bet they're all gonna like band up together to go against the corporations or whatever. Whomst? Miorin, hello. She's going on a date, you jealous? She's jealous. Where can you even go on a date in here? Do they have like crab stands around? Or, I mean, I guess their idea of fun is just watching over mobile suits, I guess. Is Guel gonna be jelly as well? I love Guel. uh, oh, and he's wanna try to pilot Ariel. Or not, he just wants to gather some data. He's gathering data, not just asking her because he likes her or something. Although, it's kinda possible. The sense of awe in him. That's a random question out of nowhere. Precisely in Suletta's manner. Ooh. Now that's gonna be a problem. If not immediately, then it's gonna raise problems. Why aren't you on board with him, though? He was able to be in the cockpit with you. Why aren't you able to be in the cockpit with him? And... okay, so it is a Gundam. Yep. No data storms. Doesn't cause any flare-ups. It just works. It's Ariel. What's going on with you, dude? Are you jealous? Are you in awe? Are you suddenly gonna propose to Suletta as well? Okay, so he's just a VAT kid. He doesn't have a mom, he has a VAT. VAT number 27. gave him birth. Okay, so now the corpus is gonna know Ariel is a Gundam. That's gonna raise some problems. She's crying? Yeah. I kind of feel like dueling someone. A duel is a recipe for everything. Bored? Duel. Have a beef with someone? Duel. Want someone's girlfriend? Duel. Okay, Duel. Show me what you're made of. You're also from the Three Branches. Yeah. Yeah, but he's trying to cut ties. So there's that going on for Guel. Feel free, yeah, feel free to duel them. You don't need to win to do that. You can just duel her. Should be iacta, not J, but I. Alea iacta est. Everybody's starting to defy their families, their companies, their parents. I see where it's going. I think I see where it's going. Ah, Miorin. Never change. An axe this time around. Well, tough shit. Yeah. It's a Gundam. Farakt. I love this name. I love the name Farakt. Question, is it a Gundam? Is it gonna cause data storm? I mean, flying is par for the course for mobile suits. Yeah, low gravity certainly helps. How'd you calculate that? Oh, I guess bets. No, that's the goal, I'm assuming. Yeah. Guel knows what he's doing. He's a good pilot. Yeah. Gundam indeed. Interesting how they're able to create and use Gundams despite the chairman of their entire conglomerate being so heavily against them. Can we release that information to put the entire Corpus family in jeopardy? I wonder. Because they can't be doing Gundam research like without the bearded dude's permission. And there's no way in hell he's gonna give them permission to do that. Fuck you doing here? Do I know you? Everybody from the prologue died, so that can be it. Yeah, create a smoke screen essentially. There's a whole net of them. Grapple. And the last moment, disable. Yeah. That's a problem. Okay, I thought Ghoul is using the dust to his advantage, but no. It's the other way around, actually. Interesting. And Alan doesn't just destroy the antenna, just completely demolishes the mech. That's a bit over the top, don't you think? I'm gonna rip it off manually. Is to use another Gundam. Yep. That's why he wanted to duel with Suletta. To have a Gundam on Gundam combat. Not wasting any time. She didn't make any promise though. Or did she? Of course. Of course. There always has to be this kind of stake, right? If I win, I get your super powerful magical sword. If I win, I get your super magical servant who can turn into a super magical sword. If I win, I get your tank. I know, was there a plot like that in Girls und Panzer? I can't remember. There probably was. Although maybe not. I don't know, I'm not sure. Been a while since I've seen it. Again, Gundam Witch from Mercury proves to follow very classic story beats, but gives them a nice little futuristic spin. And I like it. I'm really not opposed to that. Actually, reminds me of a manga I'm reading right now. Don't recall the name. I can't recall the name. But it's an isekai where the dude gets transported into the game, except the game isn't, I don't know, online MMO fantasy game. It's essentially EVE Online. He has his ship and is doing mercenary work and transporting cargo and stuff like that. It's kind of cliche, honestly, very cliche. But the spin of being a sci-fi show is like a sci-fi world, not show. Thumbs up. A gloomy song. I wonder what could that mean? A gloomy song of a dying Gundam, perhaps. When Elan's Gundam fucking dies, gets killed by Suletta. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anything can happen. I don't think anything bad is gonna happen to Ariel. But I might be proven wrong. I certainly don't think that Suletta is gonna lose her Ariel. Because if she did, she would have no way of recovering it, would she? So... Or are we going for an arc of... whatchamacallit? Like depowering arc? I watched... There's an ant on my fucking screen. I watched Tensei, Shitara, and Deshita right before watching Gundam. And I also had a thought about a depowering arc. What I mean by depowering arc is essentially the main character loses what makes them powerful, loses what makes them the main character, essentially. And then I'm just gonna stop the timer. And then they have to go through some arc to relearn what they lost, essentially. And I wonder if that's something like that. That Suletta is gonna lose her Ariel, and then after she loses it, she's gonna have like a regular, everyday training mobile suit, and she's gonna go against Elan in his Gundam, or perhaps Elan piloting Ariel, and she's gonna win against the Lords, and she's gonna regain Ariel for herself. I wonder if that's what we're going for. I don't know. I honestly can't tell. Okay, so, as always, let's go through it again, shall we? Or another thing that can happen is that Suletta's mother pulls some strings behind the scenes and tells the big dude chairman that, hey, yo, the Corpus is doing Gundam research and their kid is actually piloting a Gundam. I thought you forbade that kind of thing, so, you know, might be worth doing something with that, and everybody gets fucking executed. And Elan loses his Gundam, and there's no duel because there's nobody to duel with another ant, or maybe the same. Jesus Christ. That's the thing with ants, with having ants. I could fight with them. I am fighting with them, but if people from the next flats and the flats underneath aren't gonna take care of them, then they're gonna come to me anyway, so I'm at a lost position, honestly. Regardless, as I said, let's go through it again. Wumei Osh fighting against Elan. Elan in just a regular mobile suit, not even a Gundam, and he's already outclassing them easily. 3 against 1. Easy. Elan is good. He's a good pilot. He's engineered to be a good pilot, I think. He doesn't talk about his birthday, he doesn't talk about his mother, because we did hear about his father. I wonder if Elan is a clone of his father. His father essentially gave some of his genetic material to grow Elan in a vat. I'm gonna take a note of that, if I can find something to write with. That's blue. I don't like writing in blue. Is there anything in black? Guess I can take this one. Okay. Where do I have Gundam? Gundam. Elan is a clone of his father. I wonder if that's the case. Probably. Possibly. And of course Elan wins, because he's just that good. And I need to look up the voice actor of this guy, as I've already mentioned before. Let me go to AniList and see characters, and this dude is Who is he? That's not Ojello or Ohello or whatever. Nuno Kargan. Nuno Kargan is voiced by Tasuku Hanataka. And Tasuku Hanataka voiced Popko in Pop the Pipik 2. But as always, who hasn't voiced Popko, who hasn't voiced Pipimi, he's voicing Denki Kaminari in Boku no Hero Academia. He's voicing... okay, maybe window capture. Can I capture that? There we go. You can see it with me. Who's he voicing? Someone in some male idol show. This dude, whoever that is. Isn't that the voice of the manager from Zombieland Saga? Some dude from Buso Shoujo Machiavellianism. No, I swear I recognize this voice, but apparently not. Apparently I was mistaken. But it kind of sounds like someone I would know, someone I would recognize. Again, apparently not. Oh well. Let's continue. Not with this one. With this one. There we go. Losing 3 against 1. Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of nobodies, and Alan is genetically engineered Gundam pilot. Biological data for enhanced person number 4. Yeah, he's an enhanced person number 4. He doesn't even necessarily have a name. I wonder if Alan has a part of like number 4, or maybe some kanji from enhanced person or something like that. I know, you probably know more about that than me, then let me know. I love the design of those people. You can see that those smiles aren't actually there. They've just been surgically implanted on their faces. They just had cosmetic surgery to lift up the edges of their mouths in a permanent smile. Because smile is beautiful, so we're going to smile at all times. Strong cheekbones are beautiful, so we're gonna give ourselves strong cheekbones. Very, like, overdone cosmetic surgery kind of deal. I like it. I really do like it. Like, I don't like how they look, but I like how they look. Kind of way, if you know what I mean. What about the other witch? Right, Suletta. Even in her previous, yeah, we couldn't identify a Gund format data storm. Indeed, it's possible that it cleared the greatest issue with Gundams. I wonder if it's the mobile suit or is it Suletta? Yeah, it is actually the mobile suit. It is actually Ariel that cleared the issue. Suletta isn't even enhanced. She doesn't even have all the circuitry implanted in her. It doesn't glow, it doesn't flare up. Nice bit of corporate espionage. I love this shot. I love this deep mechanical shot, and it's all hand-drawn. There isn't an ounce of CG in this shot. You gotta appreciate that. It's really something that... I'm usually not a huge fan of those like super old 70s, 80s anime, but I kind of wish I was, because the art and most of all the mechanical design, the intricacy of that in those old anime is really incomparable to anything we see nowadays. Modern anime are very clean for the most part. Not all of them, it's not a rule, but for the most part they are very clean. Like this shot in seasonal isekai trash, it's like the lowest common denominator. Give a seasonal isekai trash studio this shot to draw, to animate, and it would just be blobs with some vague lines, and that's about it. or it would be a CG render, but perhaps even then it wouldn't be just as detailed as this is. Unfortunately, nowadays it's all about the speed of cranking out the episodes, right? And oh, a new light novel is getting popular, so we gotta emphasize on that and start making anime on based on that, and it's very commercialized. Back in the days, I feel like anime was more of an art form, like moving pictures essentially. But I guess the same holds true for pretty much every single piece of medium. At the very beginning, it's seen as art. Early movies were just art. The purpose of making those movies was to create art, a moving picture, right? That's why it's called a movie, moving picture. But as the time goes on, as the medium becomes more commonplace and more people start using it and more um, things in that medium start appearing, it gets brought closer and closer to the lowest common denominator, and it stops being art and starts just being entertainment. The same is true for movies, the same is true for photos, the same is true for paintings, the same is true for books. Back in the days, having a book and having it released, that was like mind-blowing achievement. To have written a book and to have it printed and to have it released, right? Nowadays, any rando can write a book and release it as an ebook on Amazon. And there's plenty of books like that on Amazon, of ebooks like that on Amazon. Absolute and utter garbage with poorly photoshopped naked people on the cover as the main drive. And most commonly, they're like rip-offs of the Hundreds Shades of Grey, or whatever the title of that is, or some very like basic girl is pretty and is underappreciated at her house, but she gets two men who are madly in love with her, and oh no, who will she choose? Right? Plenty of garbage like that online. And the same happened to anime, the same happens to everything, the same happened to Western animation as well. And I'm always glad to see an anime that had effort put into it. I'm always happy to see another Call of the Night. I'm always happy to see another Gundam. Because you can see that those series are so much more than just entertainment. That there is artistry to them. Bit of a sidetrack, bit of a rant. Let's continue. Yeah, of course, Ariel is super special. Level of integration, joints, and everything is just out of this world, because of course it is. How many first-class engineers worked on this thing? I can't believe they had that kind of a budget. Actually, it was like the entire asteroid of people who were working on just this one single project, so they had a lot of budget. They had plenty of people. And state-of-the-art technology. Even beyond, honestly, because state-of-the-art technology was the GUND format. GUND format that doesn't kill the user is beyond that, and that's what Ariel uses. This is, I don't know what kind of precognition is that. What kind of reading the future. Kind of similar to how runic. What's the word for it? I fucking forgot. Google Translate, help me out. Help me out. No, reject the cookies. Divination, augury. Yeah, I guess divination is gonna be the word. Like runes, you throw some bones with runes on them and how they are arranged and whether they're upside down or downside up or whatever. You read the meaning of that. This is like a 12, like a clock thing on it, and I guess depending on where the bones fall, you read the divination based on that. I wonder if it's an actual thing that exists, actual method of divination, or is it just made for the purposes of the show? Stone is your mother, don't see any sign of your father. Yeah, he's fucking dead. Yeah, he died when I was very young. A brother? What could be the brother? Did she have a brother? In the prologue? No, she didn't. She's an only child. Could that be Ariel? I think that might represent Ariel. Or a brother as in another witch kind of way, like Ilan? Maybe? I don't know. Could be either. Could be either Ariel or could be Elan, I think. Just tell me the person's birthday. How's that supposed to work? Like, there's hundreds, thousands of people in this world, probably millions, billions of people born on the same day, at the same hour, at the same minute. How are you gonna figure out which one she means? Unless she's gonna do some astrology kind of thing. She's gonna create all the charts of, I don't know, Mercury was in retrograde during your birth, so in 10 years he's probably an engineer or something like that. Probably, I guess that's one way to do that. Yeah, she got herself a hot date. I love Chuchu's weird hair cover thing. And I really do like their dynamic. It really does remind me of Little Witch Academia. A lot of girls are into cool guys like that. Yeah, that's why I call them the Bishonen something. I forgot what I call them. The Council of Bishonens, yeah, the Bishonen Council. Because that's essentially what they are. The princes of the school. If I were you, I'd kick him to the curb. Of course you would, Chuchu. Of course you would. Might go out on my next day off. Yeah, going out with someone who I don't know. Who's this dude? With those weird things on the back of his head and shaved top? What's this hairstyle supposed to be, my dude? Pale Technology is making its move. Yep. True synergy of man and machine. I think it's body augmentation control. The ideal form of the Gant format. I'm assuming the Gant format is essentially something where you implant your body with that glowing circuitry, and that allows you to connect to the Gundam, and the way you move, the way the Gundam also moves. In case of Suletta, she can do that without the circuitry. She can just connect to Ariel somehow. I don't know why, how. Is she also slightly engineered? Like in her mother's womb, was she injected with some nanomachines that, instead of implanting circuitry in her, like post-birth, the circuitry became part of her nervous system or something like that? That's a possibility, for sure. I read a book, again with the other sources, where it was a very interesting idea of giving people essentially like a heads-up display and giving them the ability to control machinery with just a touch of their hand, right? Usually it's a bunch of implants in you. In that book, it's everybody gets injected essentially with nanomachines. Those nanomachines create basically a second nervous system. And they are hereditary. Mother's nanomachines get into the fetus during the pregnancy, and they build the second nervous system inside of that fetus from the very beginning. So that only the first wave of humans need to be injected with them. The others are just born with that. It's just a natural part of being a human, and that's amazing. I love it. And this seems to be kind of similar. I guess he was injected with it, implanted with it from birth. If you can call exiting a vat birth. I don't know, I'm not sure. Would instantly kill the pilot with a massive permet influx. Permet. Oh, my camera froze. Great. Thank you for doing that. Always appreciate it when you freeze on me. Connection failed. Oh, I have no internet. So I can't connect my phone to the camera, to my PC, because it uses Wi-Fi. Let's pause it for a moment. And we are back. I can't wait for my Elgato facecam to arrive. But before that happens, we have to do... it's lagging? Is it lagging? I know. Fuck it. We continue. Permet influx. Yeah, I was about to say everything permet. We continue with the trend of everything permet. Permet circuits, permet ore, permet influx, permet storm, perfect this, perfect that, permet circuitry, permet body, permet codes, permet fucking everything. At this point, I'm kind of losing any hope that it's gonna get explained in any way, shape, or form. Which is gonna have to deal with the fact that permet is just has to do with Gundams, and that's essentially it. That's essentially what permet is, just stuff that has to do with Gundams. And it got unfocused. Now it's focused, but it's delayed. Yeah, as I said, fuck it. Yeah, Suletta must be an enhanced person. Well, haha, fun you mentioned that, because she isn't. She's just a regular girl. She hasn't been created for the sole purpose of piloting a Gundam, at least as far as we're concerned. Because she might have been. We don't know that. Again, some modification in the womb. Or perhaps not. Just like me? Probably not. Is her face borrowed from another? That gives more... I missed this line. But it gives so much more credence to my theory that Ilan is a clone of his father. And that perhaps there are others as well. Are you happy about that? Yeah, he's happy because he thinks that he found a fellow soul, a fellow modified human, fellow engineered human being. Not quite human, but not quite inhuman either. Alas. Alas. Alas for him, of course. Of course, Miorin tries to stop it. Not jealousy. I mean, I'm just joking that she's jealous of her wife. She just genuinely doesn't trust the three branches. She genuinely doesn't want Suletta to have anything to do with the three branches. And for a good reason, honestly. I love Gua's reaction. He has, like, no stake in... I mean, we are supposed to believe that he has no stake in Suletta. That he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean to ask you for marriage. That's just ha 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 ha. It's just my idea of comedy kind of deal. But no, he cares. He cares very much. Where did they go? Not even asking for any details. Nothing. Just Suletta with Ilan. Where the fuck did they go? Tell me, where did they go? I need to be there. I really do like Guel. And the lag of the camera is pissing me off, so I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do that. And that hopefully fixes things. Yeah, seems to be better. Okay. Zord is under repair. Of course, excuses. Inspecting the test sector. But yeah, here's the thing. Suletta doesn't control Ariel with her hand movements and arm movements and leg movements. She controls it with her joystick. Or is it that she seems to be controlling it with her joystick, but in reality her mind data goes through her arm and through the joystick to the aerial processing unit or whatever? I don't know, I'm not sure. Always been with her, of course. There's a sense of awe on his face. I wonder where it's coming from. For a moment, I thought that he's gonna be another of the Council of Bishonens that's been awestruck by Suletta, by her ability to pilot and whatnot, and he's gonna be like, they're asking him about the details about Suletta. What's the aerial? Is it a Gundam? Is Suletta a witch? And he's like, no, she's not a witch. It's not a Gundam. It's something else. I don't know what, but I didn't feel any connection. It's not a Gundam, and he's gonna cover for her. But I worry that he's not gonna. I worry he's not gonna. Or even family. I'd like to pilot aerial by myself. Okay, by myself doesn't mean by myself. Suletta can still be in the cockpit. Like, I know that Suletta is very the opposite of suspicious. She's very trusting. She's very naive. But he was able to be in the cockpit with you as you were piloting it. Why do you have to be out as he's going to pilot it? Now, he said he's not gonna damage it, but do you trust him just like that? Really? That doesn't sit well with me, honestly. It kind of feels like just doing that for the sake of the plot. Yeah, essentially. He has to be alone to do those tests, so he's gonna be alone. Suletta isn't gonna raise any issue about that because the story demands. And I think that's like the first time I had something to criticize about the story of Gundam Witch from Mercury. Not counting the whole permit thing, because that's also a shit show and a half, honestly. But yeah, I don't like how Suletta is outside of the cockpit. She really should have stayed inside. Pyramid score 2. He's connected. Now, interesting that nobody managed to... No, wait. Suletta's mother was trying to enter pyramid level, or whatever, 3, and couldn't do that, or even higher? I'm not sure, I don't know. I don't remember. Is he better than Suletta's mother at piloting a Gundam? Is essentially the question I have. I can't remember. It lacks the sensation of a hand reaching into your brain, yeah. Pyramid isn't responding because it doesn't use Pyramid for connection. It uses something else. It doesn't need the circuitry implants. You can just enter it by saying Pyramid score 2 and bracing yourself. I wonder if anybody would be able to do that. If, I don't know, Miorin were to sit in the seat and just say Pyramid score 2 and connect to Ariel. I wonder how this Gund format 2.0 essentially works exactly. Because I understand needing all those implants to have something to transport the data from your brain and from your muscles to the Gundam. Without it, I guess it just directly reads your brainwaves or something. Again, I don't expect it to be fully explained by it, but just a question of the difference between the Gund format that hurts you and the Gund format that doesn't. The one who has lifted the curse is Suletta, he apparently believes. Although, the way I see it, it's not Suletta who lifted the curse, it's Ariel. Because if it was Suletta who lifted the curse, then it would mean that Suletta can pilot any Gundam and not get data storms. And if you were to pilot her Ariel, you would still get a data storm. Because it's all on Suletta. Suletta is special. But no, the thing that lifted the curse is Ariel. Ariel is special. Ariel doesn't cause data storms, no matter who's piloting it. So I'm not sure why he's talking about Suletta here. You're nothing like me. Well, that much is true. Or is it like disconnected? Or is it like he's saying, so the one who lifted the curse is Ariel? Suletta Mercury, you're nothing like me. I wonder which one is it. Because you could take it, I guess, both ways. I think it might be the latter. That he's supposed to be saying essentially, the one who lifted the curse wasn't Suletta, it was the Ariel. So Suletta isn't an engineered Gundam pilot, she's nothing like me. Because he was hoping that it's Suletta who lifted the curse, that she's special somehow, and that he perhaps can borrow this specialness maybe in some way, and that she's similar to him, that she's also engineered, but engineered better, simply. Uh, your mom never told you. Your mobile suit is like family. Haha, don't joke. Ha, ridiculous. These things are nothing but a curse to me. They're nothing but a curse because they hurt you, but it doesn't have to be this way. You just need proper technology. You and I are left hanging. And of course, Guel won't stand his waifu crying. I challenge you to a duel, a Guel duel. And he needs to let off some steam and also test his brand new Gundam. Yeah, you stay away from Suletta if I win. And if I win, I'm gonna duel Suletta. Can you just like that put something that doesn't belong you on the stakes? I mean, sure, you can put someone else, someone who you're dueling, becoming your bride, for example. That makes sense, but can you do something like, I don't know, you're dueling your random friend, or just you're dueling your friend, and if you win, then Janice from that's the upperclassman in the second block, she's gonna go out with me on a date, and then your friend just throws the duel and you win, and Janice has to go on a date with you. Is that how it works? Because it seems so, because he says, if I win, Suletta's gonna duel me, and Suletta has no input on that. She has nothing to say. Or did she agree? Okay, she did agree. So my entire spiel was for naught. Because she just agreed. Why would she agree though? Also, her eyebrows are a little bit askew. Ale jacta jest, ale jacta est. And of course, Guel is standing up to Dad, standing up to the company. If I win, Dad will have nothing to complain about. About that. He's not gonna win, unfortunately. I really was hoping that Guel is gonna show his mastery of piloting a Gundam, but alas, he's way too headstrong, he's way too single-minded and simple-minded, and raising all that dust. I genuinely thought it's his strategy to raise some dust and use the electromagnetic field in the dust to his advantage, but no, he was just being a dumbass and raising some dust. Yeah, he's using Farakt. I love the color scheme. I love the name. I wish main characters Gundams didn't look like cheap toys. I mentioned it during one of the first episodes that the color scheme of white, green, blue, and red and yellow for good measure always feels like a cheap toy to me, because those were always the cheap toys that you would find on, like, I don't know, some festivals around here where people would have stands with cheap toys ordered from China, and it would always be full of Gundams in this color scheme, and I can still hear the plastic creaking. This is cool, this looks cool, this has a cool color scheme. Now I know the color scheme of Ariel is a classic by now, but still. Yeah, victory is never decided. Low gravity helps Guel, but still, you can't exactly find a Gundam with a non-Gundam. Everybody just knows it's a Gundam. And the bearded dude who's the head of the conglomerate doesn't. He doesn't know that the corpus researches Gundams. He doesn't know that they have Gundams under their employ. Or is he allowing for that? Did he change his stance on the Gundams? Was that only a cover? that, yeah, we are going to delete Gundams from the solar system, but we're gonna keep a capital for ourselves. Wink, wink. I wonder if that's that. I wonder if that's exactly what's going on. EMP beams. Yeah, not even like lasers, just EMPs. They're gun format. Gun format indeed. They know each other. But who is she? Do we know her? Everybody on the space station died, didn't they? Or did they? Or was there another survivor? And she's that survivor. And I guess she's working with the Corpus, but she's essentially a double agent for Suletta's mother? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, almost. Managed to block, but alas, the dust you rose from the ground. Yeah, electrostatic charge. Indeed. And not a clean end to the duel. Dismemberment instead. Ilan is really pissed. He always comes off as very emotionless, right? The Ice Prince or whatever. But he's not calm and methodical. He doesn't end the duel quickly. He doesn't need to dismember Guel's mecha, but he wants to. He wants to let out his frustrations. He wants to let out his anger in this very way. Also, interesting how this almost looks like a death scene. That's interesting to me. That everybody's like shocked. Oh no, what's going on? I can't look at the scene. Whoa, what the fuck's going on? The horror, the terror in Suletta's eyes. Guel screaming for dear life. No, stop, don't do that. Yeah, stop, I said stop. You'd think it's like an actual death, like they're killing a character. But they're just destroying a mech. Like, I understand the stake that Guel has in it. If he loses, his father ain't gonna be pleased. But everybody else sees it as, reacts to it as if it was a character's death. I wonder if it's supposed to be that way. That it's supposed to be one of the duels where an antagonist just kills and maims a character that we all know and love, perhaps, to emphasize just how antagonistic, just how villainous, just how evil they are. But here, we're not fighting one on one, so he can't just dismember the character we all know and love. He has to dismember the mech. But the reactions to that stay the same. The utter horror, terror on everybody's faces, the bewilderment. Yeah, I guess fighting the mecha is a parallel to just fighting in person, in a way. And yeah, it's not wasting any time. I won. We're gonna duel. Guel lost the duel. We're gonna duel now. And of course, a classic move. The very special thing, the very special tool, the very special weapon that makes you the protagonist essentially is going to be mine. It's not going to be yours because Suletta is going to win, or it is going to be his, but for a limited time only because Suletta is going to win it back. The title of the next episode is A Gloomy Song. I wonder what that refers to. A gloomy song could be a dying scream of a Gundam. It could be a gloomy song that maybe Suletta sings to herself after she loses Ariel. A gloomy song might be I know. I have no other ideas, honestly. I have no other ideas. And a cool bit of art. I love it. I love those art pieces they give us at the end of the episodes. And the girl on the left looks very much like Tanya Degrechav from Yojo Senki. I can't unsee that. I really can't unsee that. That's it. That was episode 5 of Gundam Witch from Mercury. And as usual, I'm having trouble predicting where it's gonna go. Because it can go the classic way or it can subvert things and it can go the non classic way. Either is expected of this show, honestly. Anything more that I have to say that I haven't said already? I don't think I have anything more to say, honestly. Yeah, I only wonder what's gonna happen to Elon. Because Guel is very easy to predict what's gonna happen to him. Or at least that's my impression. That he's already defiant of the company, he's already defiant of his father. So he doesn't really need much convincing to, you know, essentially join forces with Suletta. The final battle arrives, and Suletta is like, "Oh, I'm completing an army to go against the evil corporation," and he's like, "Hell, fucking yeah, count me in to the hellfire with you, Suletta. I'm gonna join you on any journey you want. Not to the hellfire with you. I mean, with you as in join. I want to join you, and we can go together through hellfire. Not as in you should be thrown into hellfire." English is weird. But yeah, there's no issues with Guel. There's no issues with Miorin joining us. There's no issues with Chuchu. Like, Chuchu would scoff and click her tongue and be all tsundere about it, but she would join eventually. Ilan... Ilan is gonna need some convincing. But I'm still fairly sure that the Council of Bishonens is going to join us in the final battle, whatever that battle might be. That they are going to keep defying their companies, defying their families, and finding a family in their friends and in their companions and in Suletta. I still think that's where we're going, but this episode with Ilan really made me question that for a moment, because the usual way would be he's completely in awe with Suletta, and he's like, "Oh wow, Ariel is so super special and whatnot, and I wanna be me. I wanna be Suletta's friend, and maybe he wants to also propose to her, right? That kind of deal." But no, he's angry. He's very angry. He's not gonna cover for Suletta against her from her company. It's not gonna be like, "Oh no, it's nothing unusual. It's just a regular fucking gun. Not the Gundam. Did I say the gun? No, no. It's just a mobile suit. Just a mobile suit. It uses some different technology. It's kind of cool, but it's just a mobile suit. It's not a Gundam. Why would you think it's a Gundam? No, he's not gonna do that. As it is. Perhaps when he loses the duel, he's gonna realize that, I don't know, Suletta is better, or maybe there is a better way, or maybe I should leave the company and join Suletta's mother company because they have the technology to make Gundams that don't hurt you, and I don't want to be hurt by Gundams, but I still want to pilot Gundams. So there is more to be gained by me from that sort of cooperation instead of being an enhanced human being number 4 at the corporation of my father, who isn't really my father, just gave his genetic code for my creation. He seems the one that would be hard to make defy his family, his company, if even possible, honestly. I wonder if the out they have from that is, as I mentioned, that Suletta's mother uses the information that the Corpus is researching Gundams to get them in trouble with the chairman, or Overlord, King, God, or whatever you want to call him, the bearded dude. Or is it actually the fact, or is it actually the case where he knows that there are Gundams in those companies, but those are his companies? So that's fine. Us having Gundams, that's fine. Others having Gundams is what I have an issue with. I really wonder if that's the case, or is he really hardcore against Gundams at all? Any sort of Gundams, be it our company, be it another company, be it whoever else, Gundam shouldn't exist. Gun format is a failure. Cancel that, ban it, erase it from history books. Depending on which kind of a person he is, this can take a very different turn. And the solution found can be very different. Yeah, the camera is definitely lagging. So, I'm gonna spare you this laggy footage, and I'm gonna end this episode right here. So maybe you have something to add. Do it so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode? My reaction, my theories. No spoilers, please. I know episode 6 is already out. If you do want to talk spoilers, if you do want to talk about episode 6, Discord here, also in the description. There's a Gundam channel, you can join it, and you can talk about future of Gundam to your heart's content using spoiler tags. Currently, in that channel, there's a whole wall of spoilers that I'm not gonna click, I'm not gonna read, because I don't want to get spoiled. Simple as. But you can join those people in talking about spoilers, about future and current episodes of Gundam Wish from Mercury. Not in the comments, though. Please, I don't want to read any spoilers. I want to watch it all myself, fully and entirely. Right, what's next? Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Gundam Witch from Mercury, but also Madoka Magica, the movie I'm gonna be watching soon-ish. Also Symphogear Axis, also Tensei, Shitara, and Deshita, the sword isekai, Shinmai, Renkinjutsushi no Tenpo, Keiei, the Alchemist anime, also Arknights Prelude to Dawn, being watched by a semi-veteran of the game. And what else? What else am I watching? Am I watching anything else, actually? Shinmai, Renkinjutsushi, Arknights, Symphogear, Gundam, Madoka. No, that's about it, but I might be watching other series in the future, so stay tuned for that for sure. And I stream sometimes as well, so might want to click the bell to be notified when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon throne links in the description. On Patreon for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonals like Madoka Magica, like Symphogear Axis, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And sometimes I release videos like a day early or a couple hours early. One of the episodes of Gundam I released like a day early, so if you want early access to that, then $1 will give you that. Somewhat early access, or slightly early access, I think I call it, something like that. And on Throne you can pitch in directly towards my purchase of better lighting, better camera, actual camera, because I'm using my phone that connects through Wi-Fi, and that's why the lag, and that's why the video breaks when I lose internet. So you can help me out with that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It really helps to grow the channel a lot. And with that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of patrons, and you can be one of them without the necessity of being modified genetically or something.